Welcome to Simple Home Science. My name's Chris, and on this video, for the first time in this series, we're leaving the relative safety of land and entering a domain where there's quite literally danger around every corner. The prehistoric oceans of the late Cretaceous, home to the Elasmosaurus. So if you're ready, explorers, let's go. Despite what many people would think, the Elasmosaurus was not actually a dinosaur. It was a plesiosaur, which is a type of marine reptile. Elasmosaurus belonged to the Elasmosauridae family, which were a family of plesiosaurs that existed from the late Triassic period right up to the Cretaceous tertiary extinction event that ended the Cretaceous period, and with it, the Mesozoic era. The Elasmosaurus itself lived around 90 to 65 million years ago during a period of time known as the late Cretaceous. Elasmosaurus was first discovered in 1867 in western Kansas, USA, shortly after the American Civil War. The fossils were sent to American paleontologist Edward Drinker Cope, who later named the Elasmosaurus in 1868. This plesiosaur lived in the western interior sea, which covered what is now the continent of North America. When Cope first reconstructed the skeleton of the Elasmosaurus, he originally placed the head at the wrong end of the skeleton, placing the head on the tail. This fact was publicly pointed out by Cope's rival, Othniel Charles Marsh, and this event probably instigated the start of the Bone Wars, a period of intense and ruthless competition between the two paleontologists in their search for fossils. The Elasmosaurus was a strange-looking creature that possessed a streamlined body, 4 paddle-like flippers, a small head, a short tail, and an extremely long narrow neck. The name Elasmosaurus was given to the animal because of its long, thin, flat hip bones. Elasmosaurus translates as thin plate lizard. The neck of this plesiosaur made up about half the total length of the entire body. The Elasmosaurus's neck was among the longest of any plesiosaur, and among the longest neck of any animal that has ever lived, alongside the truly colossal land-dwelling sauropods. The neck consisted of around 71 cervical vertebrae, or neck bones. To put that into perspective, humans and giraffes only have 7 cervical vertebrae. Even though the neck of the Elasmosaurus was snake-like, the animal was incapable of moving its neck like a snake, and only capable of holding its neck out straight according to research by modern paleontologists. It was also incapable of lifting its neck out of the water whilst in the open ocean. Their 4 paddle-like flippers were rigid and stiff, and were only used at most to propel the animal through the water by moving the flippers up and down in a flapping motion, along with its long neck helping to provide stable buoyancy. This would have made them slow and graceful swimmers. Due to the flippers being so rigid and built solely for swimming, meant that the Elasmosaurus most probably spent all of its time in the water, and never came onto land. Building on this fact, the Elasmosaurus most probably gave birth to live young instead of laying eggs on land like modern day sea turtles do. An adult Elasmosaurus is estimated to have been able to grow to around 14 meters in length, which is 46 feet. Over half of this length was taken up by the neck alone. This neck was able to grow between 7 and 8 meters, which is 23 to 26 feet. Most reference sources state this plesiosaur to weigh between 2 and 3 metric tons, but there is one reference source that challenges this theory with some very interesting insight. Award-winning novelist Max Hawthorne takes a closer look at what an Elasmosaurus would have weighed, and in his conclusion he states that this plesiosaur would have weighed at a minimum of around 12 tons. The Elasmosaurus was both a carnivore and a piscivore, a meat and fish-eating reptile. Their diet would have included fish, squid-like creatures known as cephalopods, as well as a variety of other marine invertebrates. The Elasmosaurus possessed strong jaws and sharp teeth, and may have consumed small stones known as gastroliths to aid in the digestion of their food. Some people believe that an animal lives in Loch Ness, Scotland, known as the Loch Ness Monster. It is believed this creature is in fact an Elasmosaurus that has managed to avoid extinction after all these years. That's some feat considering the species went extinct at the end of the Mesozoic era, 65 million years ago, and Loch Ness was created about 10,000 years ago at the end of the last Great Ice Age. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. It really does help the channel out. If you're new to this channel and you want to join us on our journey, consider subscribing. Click the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. And until next time, see ya! This is